MMA Boxing Talk here. This is a video for John Lineker versus John Dodson. Phenomenal fight, very, very entertaining. Um, and of course, a bit controversial. There's a lot of people who felt that Dodson won this fight. And, very understandably, it was a very close fight. Some of those rounds were very, very hard to score. Um, Personally, I scored it for John Lineker. He was definitely outworking Dodson. Yes, Dodson was more accurate with his punches. Um, so you could argue he had the more effective striking, but in my opinion, he didn't have the more effective striking because Dodson's strikes weren't really affecting Lineker at all. He was just eating them like they were like for breakfast. He was eating head kicks. I think he took 3 or 4 head kicks and didn't even flinch. But Lineker, he definitely landed the heavier thudding shots. The more significant punches. Um, and when you look at the strikes, and we're not supposed to judge a fight by the stats, the strikes alone. But in a fight, where the rounds are so close, and it's really, you can argue a lot of these rounds could have went either way. Personally, I gave rounds 2, 3, and 5 to Lineker. Fifth was very, very close. The first was a very close round. I thought that was a draw. It could have went either way as well. That round, and I gave Dodson for sure the fourth, and the first and the fourth, and then Lineker, 2, 3, and 5. But if you have Dodson winning this fight, I understand that. Um, but I truly believe that the judges, two of the judges, got the score. They got it right, and it's hard to blame a judge as well because when you're watching that fight, and you're trying to, if you're a judge, you're seeing Lineker land these heavy thudding shots, then you see Dodson on his bike, and really moving around a lot, which is a smart thing to do. You don't want to stand and trade with John Lineker. You don't want to make it a firefight. You want to, use your movement, use your speed, because Dodson had more speed, of course. Um, but like I said, I thought they got the decision right. Um, and when you do look at the strikes, total strikes, they were almost identical. Significant strikes were almost identical. And I mean, just by watching that fight, it was clear to me that Lineker was landing the more significant punches. I felt that he won, but definitely debatable. That's for sure. But great fight. I want to know who you guys want to see John Lineker fight next. Who you want to see John Dodson fight next. We have a lot of guys in the bantamweight division that are coming off losses that would be great fights to match up with Dodson, who's coming off of a loss himself. You got like Thomas Almeida. Um, it's what's one guy. I can't. Rafael Sunsao. You know. Personally, I'd love to see John Lineker fight Cody Garbrandt. Now I know Garbrandt. They're talking title fight with him. I still think that you got to give it to Dillashaw. He might not have looked at his best in his last fight. He didn't look bad, but he was avenging a loss. Dillashaw against a Sunsao, so that's a big win. He had a split decision against Dominic Cruz, who's the greatest bantamweight of all time. It's a no-brainer in my opinion, but I understand, and I'm a fan of Cody No Love, and um, he definitely generates more hype. There's a big buzz around him and Cruz right now, but you make the Dillashaw Cruz fight, and then you get the opportunity to make John Lineker versus Cody No Love Garbrandt, which was supposed to happen before the Thomas Almeida fight. And it would be a very exciting fight. But Lineker, I mean, what an animal. Both guys are tough. I mean, Dodson took a lot of shots. The amount of body shots, the hooks he took to the body, Dodson's going to be feeling it. And of course, Lineker, too, his multiple head kicks. But Lineker, I mean, what an exciting fighter, just come forward. Every round he's trying to get the fans pumped up. Just a savage, just he's cut from a different cloth, and very hands of stone, no doubt. Um, and Dodson, he did good. I mean, you can't expect Dodson to stand there and, like I said, try to trade with Lineker. Um, Great fight, great fight. I want to hear your opinions. How did you score the fight? Who did you have winning? But I had Lineker despite it being close. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one. If you liked the video, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at MMA Boxing Talk 1.